she has suggested. The first being bringing an extra 55,000 into my business, which could be fantastic if that comes off. So yeah, I'm really, really super happy and really recommend the CEO membership. It's great.
Welcome to our Accelerator Cash Flow. We are literally about to get started, but before we go into the incredible training that we've got planned for you, I just wanted to give you a bit of an intro, because if you're anything like me, I always want to know exactly who I'm learning from and what they have done that I know they're the right person to help me. So I'm Katie Cannon. Lovely to meet you. I can't wait to be with you, to hold your hand and nurture you to success this week. My background, I was a 5 times British gymnastics champion representing Great Britain at 2 World and 2 European Championships, and then went on to become a 7-figure entrepreneur in this industry, in our incredible children's activity and sport world. And I really wanted to take my passion from gymnastics and turn it into a business. Fast forward 20 years, I am honored to come to you today with so much experience, ranging from 20 years of building gyms and classes. You name it, I've done it in this industry. I've done the village halls, I've done the leisure centers, the communities, I've done the franchise models, the having hundreds of different schools and the school gym model. I've then built my own centers. I've tried multiple different things. I've had the highs of the highs and the lowest of the lows. I've had times where I've not paid myself. I've had times where I've had betrayal of team members and have failed employees. I've had times where I'm building teams and times where my teams are failing. You name it, I've done it over the last 20 years. But I'm also going to come with you with not just so much knowledge to help you build a thriving, profitable business. My number one mission for children's activity entrepreneurs is not to be the business owner. I want you to be the CEO so that you can then go on to build other income streams if you wish. Over the last 20 years of experience, I have been able to then move my experience into building other companies. I'm now the CEO today of 4 different companies in different areas that range from the online coaching space to the traditional business model and bricks and mortar of traditional business. And why is that so important? It is important because I not only teach you strategy that works in the traditional, market of the children's activity world, I'm teaching you how to build in the online space as well, which is so incredibly powerful for your marketing and for your mindset and your discipline and your leadership. You mix traditional business with online business and you bring them together. You have a rocket ship of a business model, and you as the leader will be a rocket leader. There will be no literally stone unturned. You've got everything covered from your end as an entrepreneur. And that is why I'm very excited to welcome you this week, where we're going to have so much fun together, where I'm going to be going through all the different income streams that I want you to start building into your business in 2025. So we're literally about to get started. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a big pad of paper. You're going to make loads and loads of notes. Let's get started. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you. I'm Katie Cannon, and I'm going to be holding your hand today on day 2 and all the way through this week as we really go through together our cash flow accelerator. So I just want you, whether you're zooming in, whether you're streaming in on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, on whatever platform, if you see me looking in different directions, it's because I've got multiple different screens in front of me, making sure that we're streaming across our different platforms to make sure we get all the information across to you, and making sure you've got loads amount of value from our accelerator and you have exactly what you need to start to accelerate the year forwards. So today we're on day 2. I want you just to put in the comments, give me a wave if you are ready. If you were here for day 1. Day 1 yesterday, we very much delved into how to very much create reoccurring income in your business. Today, we're going to be looking at how to create instant cash flow
in your business. As I said yesterday, as a little bit of a recap, we went on to monthly payments and why monthly payments are so special and why they are so impactful for your business. Everything that I'm teaching throughout the week is going to build on each other. So you're not going to just do one and it's going to magically change your business. People say this to me all the time, Casey, I just want the magic formula. What's the magic sauce? What's the one marketing thing, one marketing action that you would do to get me this result? And I'm like, do you know what? And I've actually had this question today, actually. It's like, it's not one magic sauce. It's not a sprinkle of unicorns and this is what's going to happen. It's a combination of multiple actions done in the right order consistently over time. Most importantly, knowing what those exact actions have to be to get you the results that you desire. Whereas so often we're doing all the actions or think we are, but there's no consistency. There's no structure. There's no system. It's almost just like throwing paint at the wall and expecting it to stick. I've definitely done that in my 20 years of being an entrepreneur, and I'm sure you have too. So it's about making sure you're doing all the things, but making sure you're doing the things that you can track, that you can systemate, and that you can keep consistent with. Very, very, very important. Otherwise, you will create a business that is this. Okay. So all the things we're going through this week are with that in mind. It's not one thing that's going to change your business. It's a holistic view across the business and making sure you've got every single box ticked and not a stone unturned. So some of the feedback we've had over the last 24 hours, we've had massive feedback through our Facebook groups, through our emails, excuse me, through our emails of how transformational yesterday's training was. And just, it's teaching you something that is not rocket science in the sense of you're thinking, I've never done this before, or I've never heard of this before. It's very much thinking, can I do this? Is it going to work for my business? As I said so many times, as we said yesterday, so many times, we have multiple businesses that are running termly, but they're thinking, I know I need to go monthly, but is it going to work for my company? So it's making sure you've got the confidence and the skill and the knowledge of how this can really be impactful for your business. So as I said, yesterday was about reoccurring income. Today, we're looking at how to build instant cash flow into your business. If you haven't yet, a little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't yet booked your 15-minute call with myself and my strategy team, I want you just to put, whether you're on live streams, I want you to put 15 minutes or just put 15 so we know what that means. And I want you, if you're zooming in on Zoom, we're looking at different platforms here, I want you just to put in the chat box 15 so that we can get the calendar across to you. There's very few time slots left for this week, so make sure that you are on our calendar. Okay, the reason why, before I move on, our 15-minute chats are so important. When we're live streaming, we can't get to you personally. We can't get to answer all the questions because we're seeing lots of different questions coming in. But the 15-minute call ensures that we give you the customization and the personalization that you need for us to really move the needle in your business and to really point you in the right direction. So today we're going to be talking about annual payments. Now, this is one of the key things that when you're building on to monthly memberships, then you add in annual payments when you're on a monthly subscription. Now, you can do this if you're termly, for sure. But it's a lot easier, as I was sharing yesterday, when you're developing your finance system within your model, it's a lot easier to do things that I'm teaching this week, which is why I'm teaching them in the order that I've done when you're on a monthly subscription model. As I said, if you're termly, it's not impossible. You can absolutely do it. It's just harder to manage the cash flow. So If you're sitting here and you're like, I can't go monthly, maybe you're part of a franchise. I come up with this. I work with a lot of franchises now, helping them transform their business models, because I'm seeing clients on a day-to-day basis that almost have their hands tied behind the back and they're wanting to implement what we're sharing with you, but they can't because of their franchise agreement. So if you're in that position, you absolutely can implement everything I'm teaching. It's just a lot trickier and harder to manage when it's not done monthly. So when you're wanting to have an instant cash flow, there are lots of different ways to get this, but I'm going to teach you the first one that is very easy to implement, and that is annual payments. Now, there are 3 benefits to introducing annual payments into your business model. Number 1, it's going to boost your cash flow. Your cash flow, as we talked about yesterday on day 1, your cash flow is king. If you have 0 cash in your business, or very much everything that comes in, everything goes out. So you're thinking everything comes in, rent, staff wages, equipment, systems to pay for. Before you know it, there's nothing in the bank. Therefore, you've got no cash flow because it's coming in and going out in as quick as it's coming in. So you're wanting to create that cash flow that can literally be the lifeblood of your business. So it boosts your cash flow. Number 1. Number 2, security. So security is really important when you are looking at securing members of your clients, members of your teams, everything in your business, whether it's camps, whether it's trials, whether it's members, you're wanting to secure them for as long as possible. When you're doing annual payments, this is how you can secure them for longer. So you've locked them in for the year because they've paid up front and they've given their commitment to you that they are going to be there for the next 12 months. So number 1, you're not only boosting your cash flow, but number 2, you are absolutely securing your customers for a lot longer. Thirdly, you enable you to treat your regular customers with honor and to give them a reward by giving them a small discount by paying for the year. We're going to go more on that later, on what that can look like, and give you some examples. But it rewards not only the clients that have been with you for a long time, and we find when we offer this and when we roll this out, you will get a very small percentage of your clients that are worthwhile clients that have been with you through thick and thin, through children that may have grown up with you. We very much see our clients will start at age 2 and be with us till like age 12, 13. And they are the ones that a lot of them will pay in full because they know they're going to be here for the year. They know they're committed to us. And they 100% know that if I pay in full, I'm going to get that discount. So there's 3 ways that why annual payments are so powerful. You've got boosting your cash flow. It gives you security of your customers for longer and holds your retention. And it gives discount and gives them the honor of being that your regular client. Now, one of the key things that I would say is when you just need to think to, very much bring this into operation. It's something we teach in our gold and silver communities and in our mentorships a lot. It's if you have a particular credit card bill, or you've got an investment in a new service that you want to bring to your children, or a new class, or you need to invest into new equipment, think about what money do you need to generate. Now, you are the entrepreneur and CEO of your business. It is your responsibility to be making decisions, to be moving the business forwards, to be the solution-driven entrepreneur that you are. And what that actually means is when you say, I can't afford that, or I don't think we can do that, what that's saying in your mind is, I don't have the skills. Anybody can find the cash if you look hard enough or you want it badly enough. And these are different ways. I said, we're just teaching one of these today, but all through the week are different ways to bring more income into your business. Because on a day-to-day basis, whether it's investing in mentorship with us, which we're going to go on to in a little while, or whether it's investing to grow your company in another format, whether it's team, whether it's marketing, it always comes back down to finance. And one of the key things that I was told many years ago that has never left me by one of my amazing mentors was, Katie, never let money be the thing that stops you from doing what you want to do. Because if you really want to, you can find that money. We're not, unless you're talking millions, you can find a couple of thousand. You can find 10, 20,000 if you really want to. Yes, finding 100,000 plus might be a bit tricky, but not impossible. So you choose your hard. You choose, like, where do I want to go? How do I want to build? Because when you're thinking in that capacity, so many avenues will open up to you. And bringing in, annual payments is one small action in your business that can open up different avenues for you, where you're thinking, oh, I would like that £10,000 worth of new equipment that we need for the new studio, or to kit out the new service, new program that we're doing for the children, or to bring a new program, whether you want to do camps at the minute and you're not doing them, but you need a cash injection to get that up and running. You absolutely can look into your model, use annual payments to give that a kickstart so that you can really get the ball moving to then turn that into another income. So you're using your income smarter and quicker. Remember I said cash is king. If you've got the money in your account and you've got your money up front from your clients, you want to use that to maximize it. So you can invest it. The other way is paying off debt. So this is another thing I teach all our gold and silver mentees is if you have credit card debt, or you've used that to invest, whether it's in a mentorship with us, whether it's in new equipment, whether it's in that new team member, and you're like, I've got £6,000, let's say, on a credit card. And you're thinking, okay, it might have a 5% interest. It might have a little bit more. It might be a little bit less. But you are much better to have cash in advance to pay that off than to pay the interest. So it's about working your money smart. And as I said, the one thing that I opened up yesterday's day one training with, it's one thing we do and very passionate about at Gold Medal is ensuring you're thinking different. You're thinking outside the box. When everybody is zigging, you are zagging. That is one thing in 2025. You need to do more than you've ever done. It's not about looking at the masses and going, I'm going to follow what they're doing. You need to do what other people are not doing. And it's implemented. It starts with what we were teaching you yesterday and all through this week, and ensuring you might think, oh, but they're not doing it. Or they're not doing monthly payments. Or they're not doing this of what Katie said. But they may be struggling. They're just not showing it. They're showing it behind closed doors. They're not showing it to you. So I want you to start thinking. We're going to go on in a while looking at some of the negatives of which I'm not going to spend too long, because there are so many positives when you're building and you're boosting your cash flow with annual payments. Running in nicely, I've just mentioned investing into you, your business, you, the CEO, you as the driver of your business. And one of the things that I mentioned yesterday, as I said, we were going to launch today, is our Gold Mentorship, which is our premium flagship product at Gold Medal Business. If you are, whether you're on Zoom today with us or you're live streaming, and I know many people will watch this on replays, have a think of why you're here. Have a think on why you've carved out the time to register and listen to this training this week. It's the beginning of the year. You've set high intentions for yourself, whether you're wanting to really grow your business to multiple hundreds of thousands a year. Maybe you're just beginning in your business and you're wanting the right roadmap to success. Maybe you have a very established business and you're like, it's just not what I wanted it to be. I'm working every hour in the business and I'm not earning financially or have the time that I desire. Or you may be thinking, I've got some knowledge, I'm now feeling a bit stuck. I'm feeling a little bit lost. And you're needing someone to hold your hand and to guide you. And we have our premium product, which I said is our gold mentorship, is 100% for you. If you're looking for someone who's been there, done it, got the t-shirt, can support you with over 20 years of experience, and can speed up your success exponentially by making sure you're being guided in the right direction rather than you trying to figure it out yourself. We often say our people within our team, the people we're coaching, our amazing clients that we're teaching on a day-to-day basis, what you'll achieve with us in 1 year will probably take you 5 or 6 years by yourself, if you even get there. Because think of it like this. I said this yesterday. I was British champion gymnast. I didn't get there by doing it myself. I had a coach to help me. And business is no different, or just like driving a car. And to share with, I can see our gorgeous Shelley literally smiling away, looking gorgeous this evening. I can sit here for hours on end sharing with you how phenomenal and the results we are achieving with our gold mentorship, with our one-to-one nurturing, hand-holding processes and systems that we help you with on a day-to-day basis. But there's no better people to share their experience with than our actual clients who are going through this with us and achieving the results. So, Shelley, welcome, our gorgeous lady. Beautiful.
Hello, good
this
evening,
evening.
everyone. How are you?
Can everybody hear
All
Shelley?
good.
Just shout out on Zoom, or if you're live streaming, just give me a comment, check we all can hear Shelley. Fantastic. Cool. So Shelley, welcome, my darling. As I said, we were literally talking today on our mentorship call, and we're sharing because Shelley's been with us for nearly 8 to 9 months in our gold mentorship program. And I'm not going to take too much because Shelley's got a great story that she's going to share with you about her business and why she chose gold medal. But we thought it would be really great for her this evening to share the key improvements, the key achievements that she's done in the last sort of 9-10 months with us at gold medal, and how her business looks different today than it did last year. So without further ado, Shelley, share a little bit about stepping out and why you came to gold medal in the first place.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I always find it's a bit of an honour to be asked to do these, so thank you. My name's Shelley, and I've had my business for 15 years. It's a theatre school business, so singing, dancing and drama. I was a professional dancer and singer and actress, and did that right up until I was 30, and my legs wouldn't quite kick as high as they used to, and I certainly wasn't as pretty as the 18-year-olds that were coming in. And thought I needed to do something different. And so I had a franchise business actually for a little while, for 5 years, and then I took the big step, pardon the pun, with my business, and I went on my own, and then I've kind of found my way through business for the last kind of 13 years. And then I had a business coach who I had for about 6 months that I met at a business event, who was lovely, and we got on really well, and I did get some results. But I would just say I got some results, you know. Yeah, it was good. It was nice to be able to talk things through each month, and if there was any problems, and that was really helpful. But I didn't kind of go, wow, you know, that's happened. So after that 6 months, I then actually went to a different business coach who I was with for about 8 months, and I did see significant growth within the business during that time. But for me, I kind of had got to a point where I think I was either going to hang up my dancing shoes completely and do something completely different, and I didn't really know what, or I was going to really put 2 feet forward and go, right, okay, I need to get a new coach, and I need to really invest in this, because my business was very well established. I had a great team. Obviously, we've been running 15 years, so there wasn't much I hadn't come across. Venue problems, floods, Disneyland, all the thousands and thousands of things we've done. But I hadn't actually got to a point where I could step away from the business if I was away or I was sick. And back then I was sick all the time. I then had a really, really bad start of COVID in December last year, and I had it twice within a 4-month period. And the business was just a nightmare. There was people there was customers phoning me saying they didn't know where costumes were. There was a show running. I was really sick in bed, and I was just like, right, I need to do something else. I need to do something else. And then I don't even know how I found you, Katie, actually. I can't even remember.
I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Katie, and
obviously, Shelley came on one of our amazing accelerators, like you're now watching.
I came on the
but
accelerator.
I'm not sure how you came to us.
And I did that, and I thought, yeah, do you know what? It was really good. But it's such a small, like a teeny piece of what you teach. Like, you know, I kind of came away from it and go, well, you know, do you know what? There are some things I've learned, but a lot of it I knew. So I kind of came away going, I don't know it all because I don't, but I knew quite a lot of the things that you'd said that week. So when you said to me, oh, actually, maybe you need to go into the gold mentorship rather than the silver, I kind of was like, yeah, do you know what? You're right. But at the time when I met Katie, I was getting married. And I had a wedding in this country, a wedding abroad. My children were performing at Blackpool Tower Ballroom. I had 2 shows. I was performing in a show as well, and we were opening a huge show in May, the day before my wedding. And so I said to Katie, I'm really sorry, just it's not the right time. Like, I really love you. I think you're great, and I like what your business is all about, but it's just not the right time. And then she called me a few weeks later and was like, Shelley, when is the right time? And I was like, well, it's not now. It's definitely not now, because it's so mad. I can't possibly take anything else on my plate. And she was like, do you know what? Because you're saying that, that's probably why you need a coach. And I was like, yeah, do you know what?
Yep.
You're right. And I got really emotional on our call today because I'm coming to the end of our year's mentorship, and oh my goodness, it has been amazing. I have loved it. I've honestly loved every single second of it. I had 9 months of just it being so amazing and everything just working so well, and everything that Katie was telling me to do, I was doing, and it was all like, oh my goodness, it's amazing. And then we had a massive problem with my business. And do you know what? During that period, I don't know what I would have done had I not have had Katie behind me. I honestly don't. And also, like, the other people that were in the mentorship as well, because they really kind of held my hand and were showering me with love during this awful time that I had. And it's funny because actually the 9 months were great, but the growth in that 7-week period where things were just so bad were probably more so than what I did in the 9 months leading up to it. But had that have happened to me a year ago, there is no way I would have coped. And I think I probably would have just walked away because I was so in the business. You know, all of the emails were coming to me, all the problems were coming to me, all the parents were coming to me, the dance mums were having arguments, and I was having to sort those out. You know, it was just, I was cleaning the studios, I was doing the banking, I was all the time. And I had no switch off. I constantly was on the phone, constantly on WhatsApp groups with my competition teams. Parents would phone me at 7 o'clock at night, at 10 o'clock at night. It was just a very successful business financially, but in terms of what I wanted, it was so far away. I'd created a monster, really, because there was no let at all. I kind of go and look at now where I am, and it's like, wow, you know, this year was, you know, like one thing that Katie taught last year was planning the year. And I just thought, oh my goodness, that's so overwhelming. There's just no way I could do that. And I took 2.5 days out of the business just before Christmas, and I planned my entire year. So I'm talking shows, events, retention events, events where for growth, events that is going to keep my students coming back. I'd highlighted them all, that the red ones were growth, the green ones were retention, so I could see what was what each month. I broke that down into quarters, broke it into monthlies, broke it into weeklies. So I've got a weekly planner of exactly what I need to be doing. I've gone back to the gym 5 days a week, and considering when I stopped dancing, I was a personal trainer and fitness instructor. I was literally sitting on the couch this time last year, eating chocolates and drinking far too much Prosecco, and not really just kind of burying my head in the sand. Whereas now I'm like, do you know what? The goals that I've created around the business have also been brought into my personal life as well.
Amazing.
So my relationships are better, not just with my husband and my daughter, but with friends. And, you know, I feel like I've kind of navigated like a real kind of clear path in my life. It's very strange. But there's so many things that I could tell you why you should join, but without crying, because it's coming to an end, and I feel like, oh no,
no, it's not the end. It's not the end.
There's
Do
just
not
a
worry.
few things I know there might be something else.
the one thing I'd say, just to before you move on to the next thing, Shelley, is the one thing that you have absolutely achieved is what our gold program is all geared around. To be honest, it's exactly how we do the modules, how we do the trainings. Is you were 15 years into business when you came to us, and everything, and I said this yesterday, guys, of everything I teach you, I've been there, I've done it, I've had the tears, I've had the failures, I've had the successes. And I was exactly right, just Shelley said, she'd built a great business and it was a phenomenal business, but she'd built a business she didn't like and was not working for her. And that's exactly where I was, probably 10 years in. For me, it hit me when I had my firstborn, and I was just like, okay, Katie can't save the day anymore. So just like Shelley said, she had a great business. The cash flow was coming in, the students were coming in. So you may be looking at this program going, I need to really increase my student numbers. I really need to get a hold on my marketing. I actually need to know how to build a business. Or you may be like, you know, I've got all that down. My business is really busy, but I've got no life. I can't, you know, and what you will build to a certain level, and we talked about this yesterday on day one, is Shelley had built a business to such a good level, but it now, if we took Shelley out without the right operations and systems in place, it was crumbling. So she'd built a great business, but it was a business that could not scale without her. And when, you know, our biggest mission at Gold Medal is to build children's activity entrepreneurs that are CEOs and not children's activity entrepreneurs that are business owners. There's a massive difference. And it's what I see day in, day out when people are building businesses in this industry, not knowing how to actually get out. Because I think for this industry, and this definitely was obviously why I started and why many of us start, we start with our passion. And then before we know it, our passion is we're the teacher, aren't we? You know, I was the gymnastic teacher, you're the dance teacher. Before we know, then so you're teaching the football, you're the one that starts because you're passionate about it. Then over time, you've got to get yourself out of that passion and then learn to run it as a proper business. So thank you so much for sharing that piece, Shelley, because I know there'll be people watching this and some will be exactly where you're at, feeling like you're struggling to breathe and you've built something that you're like, I should love what I've created, but I don't. And it's okay to be totally honest. Or you might be at the very beginning of your journey and you're thinking, okay, this seems way in advance that I'm going to be at that stage, but it's really good for you to see how you can build with that in mind, of how you can build differently as well. So Shelley, what would be the top? I know it's really hard because you've achieved so much with us in the last 12 months, but what would you say have been your biggest three to five big shifts in your company this year?
Or in the last without question, the financial system.
I know that's your favourite.
I came purely from a dance background and singing and drama. I wasn't particularly academic at school. I just was very, very creative. I've always been creative. So, you know, I didn't have any idea about my numbers. I knew how many students I had. Didn't know how much money I was bringing in. I didn't know how much money was going out. I'd go and get a new dress. Oh, I have one of those. Oh, I have a pair of shoes. Oh, I have a bag. That'll go on the business. You know, just actually when I sat down and thought, you know what, there's money just going out of this business left, right, and centre. No wonder we are not actually making any decent money. And one of the first things I think you got me to do, Katie, was to just write down all of the outgoings. And you know what? It was so funny because my bookkeeper sent me a message yesterday. I should have sent it to you. And she went, Shelley, what's changed in the business? There's hardly anything going out anymore.
You're like, yes, I know, it's great.
Like, oh my God, that's because normally there was she would have to send me like a big massive list of all the things that were going, what's this for? What's this for? What's this for? And now it's exactly the same pretty much every month, you know.
Awesome.
So that definitely having an idea of what's going in and going out without question. But kind of tying in with that, I was always running termly payments. So to switch to monthly has given me a greater hold on my cash flow, so I know exactly what's going out. So I think that's actually one of the first things we did actually was to move to the monthly system.
I covered that yesterday in day one. I was covering yesterday on the importance of going monthly because it might sound
I mean, guys, if you're running termly, please take it from me. It has changed so much my business without question, without a shadow of a doubt. Probably one of the biggest things that's made it easier because you then have got that cash flow every month and you know, right, okay, I've got that. But you've got termly, you know, we get kind of 50-60 grand coming in January. We'll be like, let's go and buy a new pair of shoes again, you know.
That holiday.
But then actually we then that's got to last us through till April, and then it gets to March and you're like, oh God, actually I can't pay the caretaker this month, you know.
And when you're thinking of it in that way, Shell, I've just thought of it and I've never actually said it in this way. When you're being paid termly, you're only being paid 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Who gets paid 3 times a year? And I know you're meant to then stagger it, but like you just said, it's so hard to do that and to break it down unless you're spending hours. And we're not bookkeepers and accountants. You shouldn't be in your business. Your goal is to drive your business forward, not to be in that piece, but you need to have that understanding. So finance system, monthly payments. What would be the third one, Shell?
Annual payments. So yes,
I've just covered that. It's like
I just came on. So actually it was really interesting because we did some Black Friday deals, which was really successful for us. And we hadn't done that before. So we brought in an extra 5,500 from that, which paid off our capital on tap card, which was brilliant because now I've had to go back to being VAT registered, Go Cardless, the company that the credit card that Katie suggested, which I know you mentioned earlier, has been brilliant. That's really helped us as a business, actually having that alongside, because I was always a bit scared about having credit cards or anything like that. I was like, oh no, we have to pay it all off, and but it's been I see it in such a different way now.
Business growth debt, shoe debt, and holidays, Shellerina, is bad debt. Business growth, 100% good debt. Like a mortgage is a good debt. It's going towards you're paying it off. Business credit card debts, and anyone listening, if you were thinking, you know, whether to invest in our mentorship, which we'll go on into a minute, and you need to get investment, that is good debt. You need to grow. It's putting money back in your pocket. Your team are a good investment. I've put teams' wages on credit cards before because I didn't have the cash flow in my business to pay that right away. But I knew with their 3 to 4 months of impact on the business, they were going to drive it forwards, and then I pay it off. It's good debt. It's not bad debt. You can't grow without it.
Yeah, 100%. And that's been a big game changer for us. And I think the final thing is more around personal development. And I think I'm probably a nicer person to be around. I'm not as knee-jerk. I'm not as stressed. I'm still a stress head, but not as much as what I was. I think I think more before I react, particularly with my customers, because if there's any dancing school owners out there, you'll know the parents I mean. You know, the dancing school mums that you just want to strangle.
to put it nicely.
Those are the ones that
Mhm.
I would be getting messages about competitions or about shows, whatever, at 11 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, and now having a business phone, switching that off, that's another big win.
Mhm.
The business phone's been brilliant.
Mhm.
No longer having that knee-jerk reaction and going, oh, do you know what? It's 7 o'clock at night. I'm not going to reply to that. I'm going to reply to that tomorrow. And actually, I've got even better now. The fact that I will turn that business phone off at 6 o'clock and I won't even look at it now till the next day. Now, sometimes it kills me.
It's
Because
so
I'll be like-
healthy. So healthy.
But it is.
And do you know what's really interesting? I was literally thinking this because we've literally redone obviously it's a brand new accelerator this year. And your testimonial, your story is obviously in our introduction. So I could see, and I was thinking this as I was, as we were planning out today and getting ready, and I was watching that, and your testimony, I think you're on it for like a minute, 2 minutes, and I can see the growth in you from when you recorded that for us. And you were about 2 months into your mentorship then. So we can resend it to you, but you will notice it's still fabulous. You're still your fabulous self, but I can see just how you're speaking about your business, how you're more clear now. It's just minor tweaks, and a little bit like you've just obviously Shelley's just done a whole promo video again for her school, and when we've looked back at her old one as opposed to now, oh my gosh, it's like looking at a completely different business. So yeah, growth in every single way in your business, and we can definitely see it, and we are very proud of you, Shell, of what you've achieved this year. And you know, you're literally paving the way for so many people in our community to see exactly what's possible.
It has been nothing short of life-changing. That is what I can say. It has been honestly life-changing. I have loved every single second of it. I really, really have. And you know, seeing people that are in other businesses, you know, I've become really good friends with Chantel and Danielle, who've got a football business, you know, and they've shared ideas with me that I would never have thought would be any use to my business, but they have been, and vice versa. And I think that's actually really lovely that on previous business coaches that I'd had, they've been very dance orientated, and it's been lovely to just not have that and actually have different children's activities. I've really enjoyed that part of it as well. That's been great.
It's so important to mix all the different
services
and activities together, because what you're experiencing someone else isn't, and then and vice versa. So it's absolutely, it melts my heart. I love it when you say, you know, when I hear our students and our clients saying things like that, it's been life-changing for the business. That's makes my heart sing and makes me smile from ear to ear, because that's why we do what we do at Gold Medal, and why we turn up every day to support you, because I said we're in the trenches with you. We know the ups and downs of the industry, and you can build a business that you truly love, but can also pay you what you want, and to really build that lifestyle. You can have it all if you build smart. So thank you so much, Shell.
I think also, just before I go, Casey, one thing that I will say is that, bye, Ayana. She's just going.
I can see her walking backwards in the background.
I know. She's still got her boot on, bless her. No. One thing I will say is that that has made a huge difference. The other business coaches I'd had before, weren't still running their businesses. They'd gone just into coaching.
Yeah.
And I do think that makes a difference.
I agree. 100% agree. Very much on I was teaching the formula that we were doing for Facebook ads, wasn't I, for this year? And we were literally I literally changed this last week, and we need to do this, because what we're implementing then gets taught to you guys. So I totally agree, Shell, 100% on that. So anyway, Shelley, thank you so much for your time this evening. It's an honor. I could have you on for 5 hours, so I'm going to book you out for a whole day next time to come and share all the love with our community. But I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your evening. And thank you so much for sharing all of your success. And it's only going to get better.
Oh, you're so welcome. Take care, guys. Best of luck.
Bye. Amazing. Well, that's our lovely Shells that's been sharing her incredible journey with us all this evening. As I said, she joined our Gold Mentorship. So I was sharing a little bit about this prior to Shelley coming on. Our Gold Mentorship is our premium mentorship within Gold Medal Business. that if you're looking for something that is hand holding, it's a hybrid of group coaching and one-to-one, where I truly believe for you to, if you really want to move forwards fast and completely transform your 2025, it comes with a mixture of hand holding with the right community, with the right support, and speed. Success loves speed. And to get that, you need people that have been there, done it, and got the t-shirt, mixed with your ambition and your business. That is when you propel your success. So if you are interested in finding out more about our gold mentorship and how it can be a benefit for you, I just want you to put gold in the chat box. If you're on our live streams, I literally just want you to put gold. And our gold mentorship is for you if you are an established business owner. So it's for you if you have got a consistent cash flow with, we normally say, around 100 students or more, and you have either it's just yourself and maybe one other person, maybe an instructor, but you have a very small team. So it's for you if you've got an existing established business that you're really wanting to then take to the next level. If that is something not for you at this time and you have a smaller business, do not worry, we absolutely have you covered. But as I said, for you to get full momentum in our gold mentorship, you need to have that existing business that we can take under our wing and really nurture for you. So as I said, if you're not at that level yet, we've got many other programs that we can offer you. This week, I'm very much talking about the gold mentorship. So if that's not you, you could absolutely reach out to our team and we can recommend the right mentorship for you at the level of business you are at. That is why it's so important that I was sharing with you at the beginning of our training and yesterday to book your 15-minute chat with myself and my team if you haven't been in communication with us yet, so that we can really dial in exactly what is the right program for you once we know a little bit about your business and where you are at. So going back to the training we had today, Shelley, and isn't it interesting? Everything that Shelley has implemented, I have been training on. So we've done recurring cash flow, monthly payments. We're doing annual payments. There's a reason I'm teaching you cash flow. There's a reason I'm teaching you cash flow implementation, because I don't want, like we just shared, one of the main reasons you either don't invest into our programs to get the support you need, or you don't grow your business. I don't want it to be money. I want it to be something else, because money and time are the two biggest reasons why people don't move forwards with something. And they are the biggest two on why you need to do it. Because if you haven't got the money to invest in yourself to grow your business, you're not going to build a business it's like when people say to me, I want to build a business, Katie, that's $500,000. And their business may be like 150, 200,000. To get what you haven't got, you've got to learn something. Otherwise, you would be there already. Okay, exactly the same with time. When people say, I haven't got the time to do it, whatever your time restraints are, on whether you're using time for different priorities and excuses, wherever it is in your business, same with time. If you want something badly enough, you will make time. Just like Shelley said, she was planning 2 weddings and multiple shows. But like I said, that was the reason she needed to do it, because she had no time in her business, because we needed to get her out of the business to reshape the business to then give her more time. So you see, those 2 ones are money and time. So which is why I've done the training for you this week all around cash flow. So you no longer have to have those excuses of why you're not moving forward in your business. So we've covered today why annual payments are so powerful. We've looked at boosting your cash flow, why it gives your customers, gives your business, it gives your business security, but gives your customers security and knowing they've got that place for the year with you. I've given you some ideas today on how to maximize this and where to really utilize your pays in fulls, Now, I just want to go through a little bit about the downsides of annual payments. Now, this is a question I get asked a lot. So people often say, I'm presuming that you're on monthly payments. If you are taking all the money up front, you may think, but aren't I then going to struggle every single month because I've then not got that bill? Now, I have seen historically in my own businesses And in our clients' businesses, you're not going to have 50% of people suddenly pay in full. If you do, please come to me, because that's a great problem to have. You will find you maybe get 5%, maybe 3%. When we first started rolling this out, it'd be like 1% of people paying in full. So we're like, woo, raise your hands, raise your hands. Then it'd be like 4%, 5%. Month in, month out, you're not going to feel that 5%. But you will feel if someone pays you, let's say you get a percentage of customers coming in and it's 30 people paid in fulls and it's 5K, depending, random figure, depending what you charge. You're going to feel that $5,000 a lot more than you will those little payments coming month in, month out. Because like I shared before, Shelley shared her story with us, that $5,000 you can use a deposit on something. You can pay into our mentorship. You can pay down on some equipment, new service, whatever, pay off a credit card. So you're saving money in the long run because you're investing it up front. Now, as I said, if you suddenly get a lot of clients pay in fulls, then you need to readjust it, but very unlikely you're going to get 30, 40, 50% of people paying in fulls. So I'm going to give you an idea of, Shelley just said they had a big chunk for Black Friday. Black Friday just gone. My gyms, we took over £60,000 worth of annual payments. Now, we've got a big client base. That was literally 5% of our clients. Now, that paid, I spent £30,000 redoing a gym last year. We had over £40,000 to pay off on a credit card. That was paid off straight away. Saving me is around 8% of interest on that particular card. So it was well worth us doing and saving cash into this year. So there is a small downside to it, which is only that you are going to feel it slightly each month. But as you build into this time and time again, you won't feel it because it's part of your business model. You can do paid in fulls at any time of the year. Every quarter, we promote this again to our audience because every quarter you're getting new clients. So don't just send it out once a year and think, oh, do I want to mention it again? Every quarter, you re-promote it because you've always got new people coming through. I'm not like I'm doing a dance here, don't I? So you're putting it out there to your customers. So you're promoting it to them. So you should get consistent paid in fulls all the way through the year. So your benefits to your paid in fulls are an annual payments, paid in fulls, same thing. You're boosting your cash flow. You're reducing your retention. Reducing your retention. You're reducing your attrition rate is what we want to call it. So your literally retention is keeping up to where you want it to be. Your attrition with an A, your attrition is literally when you're losing your clients. Okay. I was saying that in a training we were doing with my clients the other day, and they're like, nutrition. What's our nutrition? I was like, no, attrition. So you're making sure you're boosting your cash flow, you're securing your customers, and you can discount for regular customers. Now, what does that look like in your business? We have given up to 3 months free as a very much an incentive for people to pay in full. So we've done 3 months free on a Black Friday offer because it was only valid for 2 days. And we have done throughout the year, when it's not a Black Friday offer, we've done it 2 months free. Now, again, you might be thinking, oh, but I'm losing that money across the year. But think of what I've just said. $5,000 or $1,000 if someone's paying up front, or £500, whatever their annual payment is much more valuable to you than them paying that over 12 months. Okay. So the benefits far, far, far outweigh the negatives. So when you mix monthly payments and when you mix annual payments, you will start to see your cash flow building. So just like I said, money and time will never, ever be an issue. And the reason why I said I'm teaching you this because we're wanting to help more. We helped over 200 people in a gold medal business last year build incredible businesses. This year, we wanted to double it. We're wanting to help over 400 people in this industry. So I no longer have to hear on conversations of my business is draining me. I'm not making money. It's a hobby business. I don't know what I'm doing. I need support. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I've been there. I've done it. I've got the t-shirt and I've had all of those feelings. But more so than ever this year, we're wanting to help more activity entrepreneurs achieve what's really possible when you build a business with the right support. So I'm giving you these skills this week so that if our mentorship is an absolute fit for you, you 100% don't have to have them two excuses. So as said, if you want further information about our gold program, I literally want you to put on live stream. I just want you to put gold. If you're on Zoom, I want you to put in the chat box gold. And as I said, if our program isn't right fit for you, we absolutely will find and match our programs to exactly where you are at. So it's an absolute honor being with you all today. Now, tomorrow we have got coming up day 3. We're looking at increasing your enrollments and strengthening your cash flow. Now, a little bit of homework that I want you to put into the Facebook group. I want you to put 1 or 2. So I want you to put what is one thing that you are going to do that you have learned so far this week. Are you going to implement annual payments straight away, or are you going to do reoccurring payments? Which one are you going to focus on? And I want you to put it into our Facebook group so we can keep you accountable. As I said yesterday, the biggest thing from this workshop this week is I don't want you to come away and go, oh, that was great, Katie. I'm going to start implementing maybe in February, maybe in March. No, you start now, because time waits for no one. You need to get these cash flow models in place if you're going to feel the benefit in 2025. Waiting till Q1 is over, you're too late. You need to get moving on that at the front end of the year so you can build into it into the back end of the year. Before we know it, would be Q2. Who can believe we're nearly at the end of January already? It's mad, isn't it? Absolutely insane. So be with us for day 3 tomorrow as we go through increasing enrollments and strengthening your cash flow. Pop into the Facebook group so we can all support you and make sure we can hold you accountable. So it's an absolute honor connecting, whether you're on Zoom, whether you're on our live streams, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening for you, wherever you are in the world. Honor being with you this evening. Thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to holding your hand and supporting you further to build an insane business in the children's activity industry. Have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.